Welcome to Tallish Thickish. I'm Sarah. Whether you're here for the first time or if you're a returning subscriber, I just want to let you know I really appreciate you stopping by my channel. I'm very excited for the review that I put together for you today, and I'm excited for a reason that might surprise you. Today is day one of my period, and I had already been planning on filming this review featuring 4 different bodysuits, and I was excited because during this time of my cycle, bodysuits are genuinely the thing that I am the most comfortable in. I bloat quite a bit during this time of month, and one of the things I love about a bodysuit is the fact that I don't have nearly as much compression as I do when I'm wearing a sports bra and a pair of leggings. I do my best to eat well, especially during this time of my cycle, but it seems like no matter what I do, I am going to run into a little bit of bloating. So if I can avoid the pressure of a sports bra underband and the pressure of a waistband squeezing on me, I'm definitely going to do that. The other thing I like about a bodysuit during this time of the month is the fact that I'm not having to coordinate or think about my outfit as much. I am not somebody that likes neutrals. I am not somebody that likes to wear black. It just doesn't feel like me. I'm a colorful girly. I like my colorful options. The problem comes during my luteal phase. I just lose motivation to put together a gym fit, but I still want to feel cute, and it motivates me to feel cute when I go to the gym, and I still want something that's colorful. So I really like the idea of a bodysuit because it makes me feel confident in my curves. So it definitely gives me a boost when I'm not feeling my best. And I like that I feel cute without having to put a whole lot of thought into my outfit. So today I have 4 different bodysuits from BuffBunny Collection featuring 2 different fabrics. And I've also got 4 different cover options that I've tried from BuffBunny Collection to pair with them. None of these pieces today are actually new. If you see anything you like today, I would say there's a really high probability that you'd have an opportunity to buy it at a discounted price. Before I get into the pieces that I have for you today, I'll just do a quick review of my measurements. I'm 5'9". The widest part of my bust measures at 44.5 inches. The smallest part of my waist is measuring at 37 inches today. The widest part of my hips measures at 47.5 inches. The thickest part of my quads measure at 26.5 inches, and I have a 31-inch inseam. I know that one of the challenges of fitting into a bodysuit or buying a bodysuit is knowing what size to get. I'm going to be honest, sizing with BuffBunny Collection has been a little bit of a challenge when it comes to tops, not when it comes to bottoms. I feel like I'm a solid size large when it comes to BuffBunny bottoms. Anytime I try a legging or a short in a size extra large, it's just too big. So a size large has been very comfortable for me across the board in all their fits and fabrics. When it comes to sports bras, I think I might have to stick with an extra large unless I hear the feedback from their affiliates that a sports bra is running wide or large. Then I know I can stick with my true size extra large. That being said, all of the bodysuits in today's reviews are going to be in a size extra large, except for this one that you see me in now. This is going to be in a size large. 2 bodysuits from BuffBunny Collection that I have tried but are not going to be featured in today's review are going to be the Dream Heather bodysuit. I tried that on and immediately had to take it off. As soon as I brought the straps over my shoulders, I had to take it off because it was just too much pressure across my back. So if you are built like me, if you are taller and you have a very broad back, I would steer clear of the Dream Heather bodysuit. Another one that I really wanted to work for me but didn't was the Shape Seamless bodysuit. I got that in a size extra large as well. The problem with that for me is there was just too much room in the torso. So if you have a longer torso, I would definitely give that one a shot. Again, I got it in a size extra large, so that is a size up from my regular legging size. What is featured in today's review are 2 different bodysuits in the Perform fabric and 2 different bodysuits in the Poshnit fabric. On their website, BuffBunny Collection describes the Perform material as flexible, breathable, and perfect for movement, and I think that is a very accurate description. It is very stretchy. It is very breathable and lightweight. If you are somebody who sweats a lot or somebody who likes to train hard, I think that you would really be comfortable in this material. Or if your gym just runs really hot and you live in a very humid climate. On top of being perfect for movement, this material is pretty durable. I'm not noticing that it's collecting any kind of lint or pet hair. I'm not noticing any pilling. I have worn my Perform pieces, especially the piece I'm going to go over with you here in a minute. I have worn it quite a few times and I'm not noticing any any kind of wear and tear or anything to be concerned about when it comes to the actual quality. There's just a brief overview of the Perform material. All right, first outfit that I have for you today, I did reversible on top of reversible. So up top, I have the Rainforest Crop V2 in a size XXL, and this is obviously in white. And I have layered that on top of the Perform Reversible Bodysuit in the color Azul, and again, this is in a size large. So these are both reversible. You can see I layered the open pieces in the back, and I'll show you what that looks like on the bodysuit here in a minute, but I just want to talk about this crop top. I actually really love these crop tops. They are very flowy. These are made from the halo material. I have not ordered any of the halo tops. I don't like things that are fitted. I'm very broad chested and broad shouldered, and I just find that in general, I want things that give me a little bit more freedom and a little less restriction up top. But I do love these crop tops in the halo material. It is very stretchy. The hole in the back, whether you put that in the back or in the front, does give you some extra ventilation, so I really love that. The other thing I really like is the fact that I can throw this in the dryer and I haven't had any issues. I wear, I think, all 3 of the Rainforest crop tees that I have, I think on like a weekly basis, so they're being washed and dried on a very regular basis, and I haven't noticed any crazy wear and tear. Overall, I'm very comfortable in this crop top, and I will have my eye out for any launches in the future that are going to be featuring this, because I will pick out every single color available. Again, this is the Rainforest Crop V2 in a size XXL. I'll go ahead and take this off and we will talk about the Perform Reversible Bodysuit. This is a piece I have really enjoyed wearing in and out of the gym. I like to go play disc golf with my boyfriend, and as the weather gets hot, this has been a really nice option since it does keep me really cool and it is very comfortable. These do have, I believe, a 6-inch inseam. I don't find any rolling until I get on the bicycle, so when I do a lot of repetitious movement with my knees coming up, I do get the slightest bit of rolling, but it's not anything that really distracts me in my movement. I'll do a quick squat test for you. Today I have on a nude thong. As I stated before, it is the first day of my period, and that is just what I'm most comfortable wearing underneath my active wear, so that's what I'm wearing in today's review. This is a reversible bodysuit. I didn't mention when I turned around here, this does not have any kind of scrunch or any kind of glute separating seam or faux seam. So the glute separation that you see here is simply what the Perform material offers by hugging your curves. So that's something that I also really like about this material, and I really like about this bodysuit, is I feel like it's really flattering. I thought that I was gonna like it with the keyhole in the front more, but I really do like it this way better. I prefer having an open back movement whenever I can when it comes to activewear, and it is really convenient that the other side does offer a little bit more coverage, so you don't really have to worry about anything spilling out. It is about a medium to high compression on me. I usually wear a 38D in conventional bras. I am not a member of IBTC and I'm not a member of BTC. I am, I think, chairman of the MTC, which is the Midi Titty Committee Broad Back Division. Even though I am a D cup, I can get away with things that don't offer a lot of coverage or support. Just the way that I'm built with a broader base and a smaller cup size, I don't need a whole lot of support from something in order to stay put while I'm moving around. So just something to keep in mind if you're built a little bit differently. The only thing that is a little bit uncomfortable for me with this bodysuit, and it's pretty temporary, are these straps up here. I would love to see BuffBunny come out with another Perform bodysuit that is shorts in this material, but maybe offers a little bit thinner of a strap. I know that I am broader, so I can get away with these thicker tank top straps, but I'm sure if somebody is a little bit more petite or a little bit more narrow, this might be a little bit much. So that's something to consider. But these straps are tight when I initially put this on every single time, but after about 10 minutes, it does loosen up. Another thing I haven't mentioned about this bodysuit that I don't like, and it's actually the common thing I don't like across the board in all of BuffBunny bodysuits and sports bras, are their pads. And I'm sorry I haven't talked about this on my channel yet, but these are the pads. This is actually from one of the Poshnit bodysuits that I'm going to be trying on from you today. I don't like how flimsy these are. These are also really large compared to the area that they have to fit in. BuffBunny Collection doesn't design their sports bras and their bodysuits with a convenient way of getting these bra pads in and out. It's just not something that I really like, and I feel like they can really improve on. These don't have a lot of structure. They're very flimsy. If I choose to wear them, that is one of the big drawbacks from taking the bodysuit on and off, right? I think that's the biggest argument that I hear when it comes to why somebody doesn't want to wear a bodysuit, is because they just don't want to take the whole thing on and off. It's really not too bad, because once you pull down the top portion, it's just like taking off a pair of shorts or leggings, unless you have those cut pads in. Those cut pads can cause some trouble when you're trying to pull it back on. So for me, I run hot. I'm not super prone to nipping, so I just opt to take them out. If you are somebody that runs cold and you are prone to nipping, I would look at getting a different option, because I really don't care for these cut pads whatsoever. That is genuinely the only negative thing when it comes to these bodysuits that I can think of. This particular bodysuit is what I call an Hakuna Matata. So if you are a 90s kid like me, this is a no worries outfit. I don't have to worry about any kind of spillage up here. I have a lot of security. It doesn't run sheer on me. I don't have too much compression in the midsection. It's double layered, so I feel secured. I don't feel like my bloat is just hanging out there, but I also don't feel like anything's fighting against it or pushing against it. So this is something that I'm genuinely just super comfortable and carefree in, whether I'm inside or outside. If you're like me and comfort is key to you, but you also like to feel cute in the gym, I highly recommend it and think you should give it a try. The next bodysuit I'm going to try on for you is also in this Perform material, and it's in a size extra large. And so I'll go over why I don't recommend going with your larger size in this Perform material. So up next, I have the Corset Bodysuit. All right, next up, we are still in the Perform material. We have the filled crop top in an XXL. This is in the color Smoked Cherry. And then we have the Corset Bodysuit in the color Mocha Berry, and this is in a size extra large. I'll talk about this crop top first. So this is 100% cotton, and this is again in an XXL. This is described on the website as a relaxed fit. So for somebody like me that's broad-shouldered and broad-chested, that just means that it fits comfortably, especially because it's a t-shirt. So I would expect it to be a relaxed fit. Honestly, this isn't something that I'm ever gonna grab again. I really like something that's either going to be fitted or oversized. I don't really like this in between. I don't think that it suits me very well. I do really like the wording on the front. It says build, and then it says build your mind, your body, soul, confidence, and legacy. I really like shirts that have a nice intention. The thing that I don't love is that we have this really nice moment that where we're encouraging somebody to build and do something inspiring, and then we just splash the brand name across it. So I think it's actually pretty distracting from the overall underlying message that's there. So yeah, this is the Build Crop Tee in an XXL. It's not something that I really like or will grab again. I won't be reaching for anything from BuffBunny Collection when it comes to a pump cover that says relaxed fit, because again, to me that just means it's just a basic like t-shirt fit, and I just don't think that it's very complimentary on my particular frame. Something that I think is very complimentary on my frame is this Corset Bodysuit. So this is a Perform Corset Bodysuit in the color Mocha Berry in a size extra large. So I'll give you a quick look at the length real quick before I forget for my tall girlies out there. If you're somebody that's picky like me and want something that actually goes down to your ankle, these do actually come down to my ankle bone. I'm hoping that you can see that. I'm very happy to see the vertical stretch that I get from the Perform material. I'll do a quick squat test and then I'll talk a little bit more about this piece with you. One of the things I didn't mention before when it comes to a plus in comfort and utility with the bodysuit is that I don't have a waistband that's rolling. I don't have a waistband that's digging, but I also don't have a waistband that's rolling when I'm squatting up and down. So that's another big plus for me when it comes to bodysuits, and another reason why it's just an absolute perfect option for carefree movement. I'm going to turn around and talk about this bodysuit from top to bottom. If you have been watching my channel and seen me try on BuffBunny Collection in sports bras. You know, I have issues with things across my back from this brand. I absolutely love this bodysuit because of all of the adjustability I have across the back. These straps are very stretchy. That is one of the reasons why I feel like I could have gone with a size large. I think I would have plenty of room for my broad back, so I really love that. I like that this dips and gives enough look of my back without interfering with my underwear line. So my underwear line is all the way up here, the top is, and this is like a whole inch higher. I really like that they thought about that. This does not have a scrunch in the back or an elasticated seam. I don't believe that this has any, yeah, this does not have any kind of stretch to it. It is just an actual sewn seam, so it does give you a nice amount of separation, but fortunately you're not going to have anything that's going to cause any discomfort. So another huge plus in my opinion when it comes to this bodysuit, and another reason why I'm going to be prone to wear it during the time of month where I'm uncomfortable in almost everything. Let's go ahead and talk about the front. The front is where I would also appreciate a size large. I feel like I would have a little bit more support in a size large. Again, I don't require a whole lot of support. I'll talk about the middle section here. So this is where the corset name comes into play. It does have this corset detailing here. This is like a double layer, or like I guess they call it bonded layer of fabric. This is offering me a nice level of support, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling compressed. I'm not feeling squished or anything like that. I think it does sit really nicely to the way that the seams come up on this side. I think it hits my waist in a really flattering way. This is definitely a bodysuit that I will be reaching for if I see it come out in other launches. I will have my eye out for some more colorful and vibrant options. Right now they have a lot of neutrals, so if you're a neutrals girly, I definitely think it's worth giving a shot. Real quick, I don't think I had any issues in this video, but previously one of the reasons I didn't like this size extra large is that I was finding I had some extra material in the crotch area and I was getting a little bit of camel toe. It was something I had noticed at an earlier date, but I just really didn't notice it today. I think going forward I'll try a large simply to try to get more support from this top section here. I heavily recommend both the Perform bodysuits for a gal that just wants to be comfortable and carefree in the gym. Again, that might not be a great recommendation if you're BTC, but if you're like me and you're an MTC gal, I think you'll be just fine. I think that's it for the corset bodysuit. I hope I covered everything. If there's anything I missed, please let me know in the comments below. Up next, I have the Poshnit bodysuit. Moving on to Poshnit. So the last two bodysuits are both in the Poshnit fabric. I believe I have featured this fabric on this channel before, but I'll just review it really quickly. This is a very soft brushed fabric. The more I wash it, the better it gets. It has a nice velvet feel to it. And if you don't already have a Poshnit piece, I heavily recommend grabbing it in a bodysuit because having a soft, velvety material like this all over your body just feels really nice. It feels very luxurious, and I'm very surprised that they offer the whole bodysuit for I think like $70 to $72. The Poshnit material is a lot denser than the Perform material. The Perform material is sweat wicking, it's breathable. This is not sweat wicking, this is denser. I think this material would be ideal for yoga or Pilates because it is very stretchy and it does move with you. I feel like it has held to washing really well and it's pretty durable so far. One of the only drawbacks might be if you have a heavy shedder in the house, it does collect lint more than the other materials in my experience. Before I talk about the bodysuit, I'll go ahead and cover this pump cover that I have on. So this is a V-neck pump cover in the color Sunbeam Yellow, and this is an XXL. I really love these pump covers, just like that Rainforest V2. This is probably going to be one that I grab every single launch that I see it in. I really hope to see it in future launches. I like that this is reversible just like that other one, so if you want a lower coverage moment, you can wear it this way. If maybe you're worried about something spilling out up front, you can turn this around, especially with this bodysuit as it does plunge a little bit lower. If you have a pump cover like this, you can simply reverse it, give it a shot and see how that looks, and have a little bit more coverage, and then have more of a peekaboo moment in the back. I really love the versatility of this pump cover. It is very oversized. For a gal like me, that is a really huge plus. I'll show you what it looks like when it's not tied. It's pretty large, so I really like how much material I can get out of this particular pump cover, and I like that you can style it different ways just depending on what you need and what your mood is. So again, the V-neck pump cover and an XXL in the color Sunbeam Yellow, which seems pretty unpopular because I think this color is fully in stock. All right, let's talk about this Poshnit bodysuit. This is in the color Shadowberry in a size extra large. When it comes to the Poshnit bodysuits, I will always go for my larger size or the size extra large because this material is denser and doesn't have nearly as much stretch as that Perform material. And I'm personally somebody that's always going to go for comfort over looking snatched. I don't have a small waist. I don't think I'm ever going to look snatched, and I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and talk about the details on the back. So here again we have a very simple cross back with adjustable straps. So I absolutely love that for somebody like me. It means I have plenty of room for movement. I have a lot of comfort. I have adjustability, so any pressure on the traps is going to be something that I can modify, and I love that. I think it's super cute the way we have a very open back but a nice little twist detail in the back. And again, they gave us a dip, but it's not anything that's going to sink underneath your underwear or show your underwear when you're bending over or squatting. I do think that these are pretty flattering on the glutes. There is not a scrunch, but there is an elasticated seam. I don't recommend trying to tuck that seam any deeper or trying to pull that, because if you do, what happens, at least for me, is that I do get some digging in the front area. I don't get camel toe unless I do some kind of adjustment with that elasticated seam in the back. I'll do a quick squat test and then we'll talk about the length on these. So these are quoted at a 26-inch inseam, and that is about what I got. I have on some retros, and these are hitting just a couple of inches above those mid-top retros. So if you're somebody who's taller than me or has a longer inseam than 31 inches, that's just something to consider. I feel like they hit me in a place that I'm pretty comfortable with on my leg. Talk about the front. So here is the only place that might be problematic for some gals. It isn't for me, it's not too bad, but I don't get hardly any support. It's a low support. I'm not going to jump up and down. I can tell you it's low support. There's going to be a lot of movement. So I think that's another reason why I really like pairing something like this with a reversible pump cover, because when it comes to cardio, I can jump on the bike or do some treadmill walking and switch that pump cover over to the side where I have more coverage and have no worries. This is the first bodysuit of the 4 that does have a traditional elasticated band on the bottom too, but I'm not finding that necessarily does anything for me when it comes to support. Maybe I'd get a little bit more if I had the cut pads in, but when it comes to going to the restroom, I'm not going to have the cut pads in this. It's just too much of a fight to get it back up, and I'm honestly just more comfortable without them being in there. I have noticed that if I try to adjust the strap so that I get more support, it does get a little bit tight on my trap. For the midsection on this particular bodysuit, we don't have any kind of detailing or any kind of extra fabric or extra layer of fabric. It is just the same layer throughout, but I feel like I still get plenty of support. That's where this Poshnit just has a little bit more compression and just a little bit more to offer in that department than the Perform fabric did. So I think it's still very flattering, and it's something that I still feel comfortable wearing to the gym. Again, even during the time of the month where I feel the least comfortable overall. This is something I would still heavily recommend. Definitely not for summer. It's going to be too hot for summer, but I think winter, spring, and fall, I think this is a really great layering piece. This is something that I would feel really comfortable traveling into because it's just something that keeps me covered. I'm comfortable in because it's so stretchy, and the material itself, there's something about this very soft velvety material that just makes me want to wear it all day and anywhere, everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and switch into the Shapeshifter bodysuit, which is also in this Poshnit material. Last, we have the Shapeshifter Poshnit bodysuit with the Cloud Bolero Shrug. I'll talk about this Cloud Bolero Shrug real quick, and then we'll talk about the bodysuit. I absolutely love this shrug, and I love this cloud fabric. This is so soft, and this is so stretchy. I like that I can cuff my hands in this. It makes me feel like a kid. It gives me a very cozy feeling, and it's just like Poshnit. It's something that I want to wear as often as I can, and it's not something something that I want to take off. I love the stretch from this cloud fabric. I have thrown this in the washer. I haven't thrown it in the dryer. I've heard that you can, and next time I wash it, I will definitely try that. I really hope to see more of these from BuffBunny Collection in the future. I really like this detailing on the sleeve where they have their name embroidered. I think that's really pretty. If I didn't mention before, this is in a size XXL. I am going to talk about this for a minute because as a gal that is larger, I am oversized. So I like things that are fitted, and I like things where my shape can come through. So I really love this option. I like that it gives me that. It gives me a little bit of warmth in those spring and fall months when it's a little bit chilly on my way to and from the gym. I can't stop tucking my fingers in I almost wish there were thumb holes. I can't stress enough how it gives me just kind of a cozy feeling, and I'm gonna state it again, but when you are on your period, I think that it's important to do your best to be consistent with moving your body and with exercising. I think that it does your body good to do what you can, and it will help if you have something that you still look forward to putting on. Now, this outfit right here, this is not my typical vibe. This is like a neutral on neutral. This color is called steel blue, but to me, this is just gray. It's just straight up gray. I don't see any blue in it. I'm not really a fan of the color. This is mauve, but to me, it's just kind of beige. So this is not my favorite as far as a color combo. But for some reason, during this time of the month, this is the stuff that I gravitate toward. And having these really nice materials and these really flattering fits is very motivating to get me to the gym on those mornings where it's really hard for me to make the decision to exercise and prioritize movement. I think that this material pairs beautifully with the Poshnit. The Poshnit is also very soft to the touch. Just enhances that cozy feeling. In general, I just feel like this outfit is kind of giving like gym girl princess. I'll take off this shrug and then we'll talk more about the bodysuit. And as I take this off, you should be able to see how stretchy this thing really is. I love that. Okay, here we have the Shapeshifter Bodysuit. And again, this is in a size XL. I get about medium support in this, definitely more than in the last bodysuit that I tried on for you. But when it comes to coverage, I feel like this dips a little bit lower than that last one. It would be nice if it came up maybe just like a ½ inch more up front. This is something that I would have to be concerned about if I'm doing any kind of bend over movements and I'm doing a lot of reps. I think that I do have the potential to fall out. If you decide to do bend over movements and something like this, I guess maybe make sure you've got some very slow and controlled reps to avoid any kind of wardrobe malfunction. At first glance, this bodysuit is a lot like the last one, and there's not a lot of detailing here. But what you can't see is that there is an extra layer of mesh underneath this first layer of Poshnit. So this does snatch you in quite a bit. That's why it's called the Shapeshifter. It does offer a lot of compression. Since I went with my larger size, this is still not uncomfortable and I'm not getting any squeezing. I'm just getting a nice level of support. Again, I'm bloated today and I feel very comfortable in this. I feel confident saying that I could wear this all day and be comfortable. In the back, we have adjustable straps. Once again, I do really love on this bodysuit how these straps kind of taper, how we go from something that's thicker and then we follow up with these nice thin straps in the back. I really love that. It lets my back breathe. I like how simple this strap is, the fact that you have a lot of back coverage. So if you didn't like the options that have the open space in the lower back, then this is a really great option. And again, I would just go with your larger size if you're worried about the compression that the mesh paneling offers. In the back, I feel like we have a decent amount of glute separation. This is not an elasticated seam and this is not a scrunch, but I feel like we still get a decent amount of separation with this seam detailing. I don't know if you can see, there is also some seam detailing right under the glutes. In my opinion, I think that these are the most flattering out of all the bodysuits that I tried on for you today. I think that this looks best all over my curves. There is also some detailing along the quads in the front. I really like that. I think it's kind of a sporty look. I'll do some quick squat tests and then I'll show you the length. These These do run a little bit shorter than I'd like. I'm pretty sure that the length is posted as being the same as the last bodysuit that I tried for you, but I think with all the extra seams, somehow they end up being shorter. Anytime there's extra compression added onto a quad area, I lose length, and there is extra compression with the mesh paneling on the front of the quad, so that's why I'm losing a little bit of length. The other issue that I run into with this bodysuit, and it's not so bad right now, but it can be, and it's just something to note, I can run into just a little bit of camel toe with this particular bodysuit. I really hope I covered everything today. If there's anything I missed, please tell me in the comments below. I would honestly recommend all 4 of these bodysuits. It just depends on who you are and what your priorities are. The reversible perform bodysuit I definitely recommend for the gal that runs hotter in the gym and that just wants to be comfortable and have absolutely no worries. The corset bodysuit I definitely recommend for the gal that is proud of her gains and proud of her curves, and also wants some lightweight breathability, especially if you plan on doing some sweating. The Poshnit bodysuit is probably my overall favorite because I see myself wearing that in and out of the gym pretty consistently in the cooler months like spring and fall. It's not something I'm gonna wear in the summer, but it's definitely something that I will wear in and out of the gym and feel very comfortable and confident in. The Shapeshifter bodysuit I recommend for the gal that really wants to show off her curves and really wants something that snatches her in. I really hope you give one of these a try. Hopefully they go on sale soon so you can get it at a discounted price. If not, I know there are a lot of affiliates out there that offer a 10% off discount code. I think that covers everything for this review. I am very excited for my next video. My next video is my first giveaway. That will be for my subscribers only. I am getting rid of a lot of stuff that I either don't like the way it looks on me or I don't like the way that it fits me. So if you are around my size, I would definitely subscribe and stay tuned for that because that will be your next video. Until then, I hope you enjoy the sunshine and I hope you enjoy your summer. Keep moving, keep being consistent, keep taking care of you. I look forward to seeing you in the next review.